Thank you. All right. Well, it is April 23rd, 2025, 9:03, and I will call this Transportation Committee meeting to order. And the first item on the agenda is the roll call. Madam Clerk.
Mr. Aguilar,
Here.
Mr. Bass, Ms. Hayes,
Here.
Ms. Hill,
Here.
Mr. Hennigan. He's here. Madam Chair, we do have a quorum.
Thank you so much. I will go over the remote and in-person meeting rules for the day. For members of the public who are joining us remotely to observe the meeting, go to trpa.gov under the calendar heading, click on Governing Board Hybrid Meeting for April 23rd, 2025. There you'll find a link to the public webinar hosted on Zoom. To address the committee members directly with your comments, raise your hand in Zoom by clicking the raise hand button at the bottom of your screen at the appropriate public comment time. With your raised hand, you will be unmuted by TRPA staff and have 3 minutes to address the committee. If you have used the dial-in numbers to join by telephone, you can dial *9 to raise your hand and be unmuted. To remote committee members, if you wish to speak, please also raise your hand in Zoom. You will find a hand icon at the bottom of your screen. Remote committee members may not use the chat box to make any comments or have sidebar conversations. Please, everyone, remember to mute your mic unless speaking to cut down on background noise. Finally, I would like to ask that all remote committee members turn their cameras on if they are available. Members of the public who have joined us in person, please raise your hand at the appropriate time for public comment and you will be called to the front to speak. To ensure everyone has time to make their desired comment, you can agree with the previous commenter rather than making comments that repeat what others have said. Committee members who are in person, please raise your hand if you wish to comment and speak clearly into the microphone in front of you. If you are viewing the webinar on a personal computer, please ensure that your microphone and speakers are turned off to prevent audio feedback in the room. If committee members need to ask clarifying questions during presentations, please do so, but we'll save our deliberation until after the presentation is complete. Public comment period for items on the agenda. We will now move on to item 1, public comments for all the items on the agenda. If members of the public wish to address the Transportation Committee on items on the agenda, please raise your hand now, either in person or by clicking the raise hand button at the bottom of your Zoom screen or by dialing *9 on your phone, and you'll be called on and muted by a TRPA staff member. Please state which agenda item you are making comment on. Any folks in the room who would like to make public comment? I'm not seeing anyone. Okay, and is there anyone online?
Madam Chair, there are no hands raised online to comment.
Okay, thank you very much. I will close the public comment. We'll now move to the approval of the agenda. Are there any changes to the agenda, Mr. Hester?
No, Madam Chairman, no changes.
Thank you very much. We'll deem the agenda as approved as posted. And now we'll move to the minutes. Item 3, 2 sets of minutes, October 23rd and December 18th, 9 and 21, pages 9 and 21 of your packet. Do any members wish to entertain a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Secretary of State Aguilar. I'll second it. Any questions on that motion from the board? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, please say nay. That motion passes unanimously. We'll now move on to item 4, discussion and possible recommendation for approval of the 26 Lake Tahoe Transportation Overall Work Program. Information on this item can be found on page 91 of your packet. And Ms. Glickard, it is your turn to present. Welcome.
Thank you. You're going to see a bit of me today.
Hey.
Good morning, Madam Chair. Michelle Glickard. I'm the Transportation Planning Program Manager. And today I'm going to be presenting, it's a pretty brief presentation, a summary of the fiscal year 26 Transportation Overall Work Program. And I'll be seeking your recommendation to the Tahoe Metropolitan Planning Organization Board. Next slide. So as the Metropolitan Planning Organization, we are the MPO. We are required to prepare an annual program of work. That's what we also refer to as our OWP. This identifies all the transportation planning priorities that we're going to be carrying out in the next fiscal year. It's the program that describes the transportation, all of those activities and we have a defined budget for each of those activities, but it also just provides the direction of various federal, state, the funds that we receive as the MPO, those transportation planning dollars. So the OWP is TRPA's planning teams like management tool, right? It's our management tool identifying what we've accomplished last year and what we're going to be doing in the next year. But all of that work actually folds into our annual TRPA work program or work plan. Sorry, that's a work plan, also an OWP, but we won't start to confuse you there. So the idea is that our program and the things that we have, the schedule is set by those funding authorities. So this is the time of year we must bring that forward and seek your recommendation. And it's good timing as it does fold nicely into the overall TRPA work plan. And our initiative in that work plan is called Keeping Tahoe Moving. So that's sort of the linkage between these two. Our primary revenue sources for planning and administration is provided by federal highways and the Federal Transit Administration. So these funds are awarded to us acting as the designated MPO to fill all our core planning activities. And I'm going to be going over those sources here next. So here is a nice breakdown of the sources of planning funds. This year we have about 9 total sources, mainly federal, making up about 60% of our budget. And these sources remained about the same as last fiscal year. The total budget includes staff time and what we call direct costs. So staff time includes benefits. It covers about 8 full-time employees from the agency. Those are 6 dedicated to transportation planning, but also hours from other divisions and departments that make up about 2 other full-time employees. And those departments include transportation funding and improvements, as well as research and analysis, communications, finance, and government affairs. Those are all to help us complete those tasks and duties that we have as the MPO. Now, direct costs, those are for contracts and purchases. The breakout of each is generally also a 60-40 split, where we have for our full budget, each work element is divided up a little differently. A more detailed breakout is in your packet. We produced a nice executive summary, giving you a lot of those different totals for each of the elements. So I'm going to talk about those next. So a summary of our full program over the next year, outreach and administration. That's exactly what we're doing right now, preparing that budget, all of the quarterly reports that we have to do, administration of the funding, but also just looking forward each year and building that program. It's also Transportation Development Act administration. Those are the transit funds that are really critical to this region. And as the MPO, we must administer those funds. So that means working with the operators, releasing funds, preparing different reports on their performance and monitoring their productivity. Now, public outreach is a big one, and we've been doing a lot of that over the last year and a half as we've been preparing for the regional transportation plan. That is ongoing. That's in all of our planning work. And our budget includes funding support as well for the transportation management associations. We have one on the North Shore and the South Shore. So within our budget, we allot a scope of work for each of those to sort of work with those employers and those transportation trip reduction programs that they both employ with the large employers of the region. It's also about unmet transit needs outreach. And that means working with, again, the transit operators, doing surveys on our buses to understand what the needs are of our riders. So public outreach is a pretty large one each year. Now, the second one here, regional and intermodal planning, that covers a lot of the planning work that we do. It supports the development and maintenance of regional transportation, all of those policy documents, like the active transportation plan and the regional transportation plan. The RTP is supported by those modal plans. We brought those forward to this committee last year about this time, the active transportation plan, as well as like our Vision Zero. So additionally, staff continues to track and support implementation of our those corridor plans that are going on. Sometimes we lead, sometimes we're just part of the steering committee. So those include US 50 East Corridor Plan. We're now seeing some of that construction beginning and a part of that planning work. SR 89 corridor advancements are happening. And of course, on our North Shore, the Resort Triangle, they're implementing their plan. So we're part of those steering committees as they think about parking management. And Washoe County's transportation plan and those recommendations. So that's a part of our planning work. We support that. Next slide. I don't know where we went back there. Yeah, thank you. We're still here. So tracking and financial management. That is primarily the Federal Transportation Improvement Program. And that's a big one, right? That's the accounting document for all those federal and state dollars we receive, which then allows our local entities to actually start that project, right? Actually construct it. So we have a big role in managing those funds. And then of course, EIP, our Environmental Improvement Program, the transportation, that project tracking all of the construction and the planning and all of those projects. Now, while much of the tasks and products I've shared are requirements of the MPO, under regional partnerships, that's where we have a little bit of flexibility, and we get some funding from the state of California, where we're able to do a lot of the planning work that we have ahead of us, which next year will be our technology plan. So we have a small amount of discretionary funds that we get to allocate in that work element. That big technology plan update is going to help us and support our local agencies and land managers in implementing parking management, currently working closely with the Tahoe Transportation District on this one. All of the tasks and products are focused on implementing the larger regional transportation plan. That's the ship we have keeping us, well, I don't know if that's a good analogy. It's early. The point is that all of the work we do is about that regional transportation plan, which I'm going to share with you later this morning. Next slide. So here's a quick snapshot of our future priorities for next fiscal year. We have several updates and reports and plans that we're going to be coming to this committee with. July is scheduled for the draft regional transportation plan and the action at the board. So a continued work priority that will be securing more transportation dollars for implementation of transportation projects. So we'll be doing reports here. While we will be continuing our work also in transit planning, along with one of our larger future planning efforts will be a comprehensive transit operational analysis. So that's where we're going to be looking at all of those connections outside the region to Tahoe, within, connecting the north to the south. So those internal connections are just as important as those regional. And then I mentioned just a minute ago, the technology plan update. That'll be a big work product coming up, utilizing a systems approach. That's something that NDOT has done really well, and we're going to be replicating. That system approach identifies the technology needs for implementation, and that will be also spoken about in that RTP vision. It's really capitalizing on technology improvements so that we do have actual parking management in those corridors. You can use your cell phone in those remote places to understand the better travel options, whether that's when the bus is coming, what sort of parking is available. And of course, technology is important as we understand adverse weather events that we might be experiencing. So that's going to be a big push next year. And then early next year, we'll be tracking our VMT performance, and that's a biennial report that we'll be producing. It will be out in the second quarter of 26, fiscal or 2026. That sounds so crazy to be thinking so far ahead, but that's what we do in planning. We think ahead. And that report will just be kind of a report on vehicle miles traveled and our performance. So with that, I think next slide. We are required to put this document out and for public comment, for 30 days of public comment. We also take it to the Tahoe Transportation Commission for a public hearing. And so then we incorporate all of those comments into the final that you have before you today. And so we generally, after we produce the budget or that draft, we refine our budgets working with the two states. And then of course, we also have other comments that we've received. Like, so we've changed a little bit of the narrative and just mostly clarifying those work products, the timing of those work products, and those dates that we are required to meet in those, on an annual basis. So next slide. So this was our schedule here. We did, there we go. So we had a public comment period from March 3rd to April 2nd. And then we produced that public draft, went to the Tahoe Transportation Commission, received their unanimous recommendation of approval to this governing board. And so we're seeking TMPO action today. And that's it. So with that, I'm happy to answer any questions, Madam Chair.
Great. Looking to the board. Yes, Mr. Aguilar.
Yeah, good morning. Thank you for the presentation. Can you tell me how State Route 28 has been prioritized throughout this plan?
Sure. Secretary Aguilar, my name is Nick Haven. I'm the MPO director. So SR 28 has fortunately advanced into more of a project phase. So there's actually improvements happening. So this document is more on long range planning. And 28 has been a priority, I think, in a lot of our transportation plans, whether it's a regional transportation plan, you'll see it called out later this morning. And it has developed into actual action in that corridor. So you have parking improvements going on between the Forest Service, even state parks at Sand Harbor is embarking on a master planning effort and moving into parking reservation system. And so the work is to essentially replace some of the roadside parking, and replace is the key word there, right? Keeping access, maintaining access, but improving safety. That is our goal. So you have the Tahoe Transportation District advancing on trail improvements and extending the trail southward from Sand Harbor. And that's being coupled with strategic parking lot improvements off the highway. At Chimney Beach, there has been a lot just completed by the Forest Service. The governing board just approved that last spring. And so that is done and going to be open later this summer once a safe crossing is installed in a few months here by also Tahoe Transportation District. So there's actually a lot of action happening. There's also a mobility hub at Spooner and Summit, Highway 50 and 28, where there's aquatic invasive species inspection station, as well as parking facilities to access the corridor. And hopefully have transit providing access through the corridor, taking again roadside parking off and relocating it. So there is a lot of action. It remains a priority for us in all of our policy documents, but I just wanted to allude to the action that's being taken in the corridor.
Madam Chair, can I
Yeah.
follow? Thank you for that. I appreciate it. With all the new parking and everything else, what is the enforcement mechanism to ensure people don't continue to park in an unsafe manner?
Yeah, so we work very closely with Nevada Department of Transportation in terms of installing no parking signage. And we also work with the judicial system in the state and NHP on enforcement. There is a lot of talk around trying to look at how to build that enforcement program, because relying on NHP is challenging, obviously. So we're looking to Park Tahoe and the parking management program that Tahoe Transportation District is leading is building in that enforcement aspect to that broader program as these parking lots come online. So you'll have not only enforcements in the lot themselves, but hopefully having the capability to do enforcement on the state highway. That's going to take potentially some changes to NRS to have some authorities, whether it's TTD or others, but that is actually actively in the works as well.
Mhm.
And if you do revise NRS, what is the time frame to implement the enforcement process?
I think that could come online relatively quickly because TTD is already operating a parking lot on the north end, right? Actually, right over here. So I think that once I think that could be less than a year or a year once NRS is changed. I don't want to speak for TTD, but I think that could happen relatively quickly.
Okay. So will Nevadans see a difference this summer then?
What's that?
Will Nevadans see a difference this summer? in
Yes.
State Route 28?
I think you'll see a difference. And what we've also learned is that the signage with the fine amount, which has been raised, it's like 300 something, has been a very good deterrent in minimizing actually the need for enforcement. But that Forest Service lot at Chimney Beach should open this summer with those restrictions on the highway. So I'm hopeful to see some positive progress this summer. And Nevadans should see a difference in.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you for your passion for that. There is a bill that
Yeah.
Mr. Middlebrook has been pushing on in parking enforcement and allowing TTD to be the enforcement arm. So I'm hoping that that gets through. We'll see what happens this session, but it's exciting. And I think also the planning dollars are going towards studying how we're going to pay for transit from Spooner, and that's got to be a priority because so many of these pieces, I understand the frustration by constituents because we have all these pieces slowly coming together, but they're not all connected yet. And once they're connected, it will be a better functioning system. Do you have anything, Mr. Herman? Okay. Ms. Hayes, do you have anything?
No, I don't. Thank you.
Okay. If there's no other committee comments on the work plan, I will ask for a motion to adopt the resolution of FY 26 TMPO overall work program, attachment B.
Motion to approve?
Thank you, Secretary Aguilar. Looking for a second. Mr. Honigman. Okay, we have a motion and a second.
Just to be clear, it's a recommendation to the
governing.
to the TMPO governing board
Thank
to
you.
approve, just to clarify.
Thank you. And will you accept that correction?
Absolutely.
Thank
Yes.
you. And
Thank
will
you.
you accept it, Mr. Seconder? Okay. May I have a roll call vote, please?
Mr. Aguilar,
Yes.
Mr. Bass, Mr. Henigman,
Yes.
Ms. Hill.
Yes.
Madam Chair, the motion passes.
Thank you so much. We'll now move into committee member comments. Item 5 do any committee members have comments or reports? I'm not seeing that anyone does. Okay. We now will move into our final public interest comments. Any member of the public wishing to address the Transportation Committee on any item not listed or listed on the agenda may do so at this time. Comments will be limited to 3 minutes per person. TRPA encourages but does not require public comment on items agendized for possible action to be provided at the period designated for comment on agenda items prior to Transportation Committee's consideration of proposed action. Individual or groups who are commented on items listed on the agenda during prior comment period may be precluded from commenting again on the same item. The Transportation Committee may deliberate or take action only if a matter has been listed on an agenda properly posted prior to the meeting. Responses from Transportation Committee members to unlisted public comment topics could become deliberation on a matter without notice to the public. To avoid this situation and to ensure the public has notice of all matters, the Transportation Committee will consider committee members may choose not to respond to public comments except to the correct factual inaccuracies for staff clarification or to ask that a matter be listed on a future agenda. If a member of the public wishes to speak at this time, please raise your hand now in person or by clicking the raise hand button at the bottom of your Zoom screen or dialing *9 on your phone, and you'll be called on and unmuted by a TRPA staff member. Any members of the public wish to come up? Come on up, Ms. Nichols. Good morning.
Hi, Ann Nichols, North Tahoe Preservation Alliance. Good morning. Nice to see you here all. Anyway, regarding the transportation plan, I hope I can speak on that. Is that okay?
Yes, absolutely.
You know, it was just so vague and all kind of all over the place. It was kind of a difficult thing to read. We have a tourist drive-up economy, and I didn't see any solutions about that particularly. There was no mention of the State Route 431 that's just jammed now with traffic. every day with everybody commuting back and forth to all the projects here on the North Shore. There was no mention of the ski area traffic issues that we have. You know, we get gridlock from the big ski resorts during peak periods and snow days. There was an absence of growth data in the surrounding communities. I think this is a big problem with TRPA, that it fails to, in their data, consider surrounding growth in Reno and Carson City, which would, you know, talk about day use. And there's no data and that I could see that was, maybe I'm missing something, but regional growth data is really important. The traffic counts, you know, for 431 and you know, you just keep claiming that that population is down, but we know growth is up around the lake, not, you know, around the surrounding areas, the foothills and everything else. So I think that's an old story that you need to stop relying on. And then your analysis of vehicle miles traveled was very confusing. I don't see any study about this micro transit, that how that's going to help. You know, we have a traffic guy that says actually it increases vehicle miles traveled. It might help with some parking, but not with, you know, they drive up to pick someone up, then they drive them where they want to go, then they drive them home, then they drive back to where they start. That's more trips. So I don't get how this is really going to help. And then, of course, there's a failure to deal with the fire evacuation study that's been done. And there's no talk about the short-term rentals and how those should be restricted, which is a real huge part of the problem. And, you know, the lack of transparency about the money. The 2017 Regional Transportation Plan was costs over, you know, 20 million a year. And then now you're saying 2.3 billion, and the numbers just are kind of all over the place. I'd just like to see that. I'd urge you to address these significant gaps before going forward. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I think a lot of the planning is going to be addressing this and some of the technologies. I don't know, Ms. Glickert, if you wanted to just kind of touch on some of these.
No,
aspects.
I'm happy to. Yeah, in the next presentation, when the board starts, that first item, I'll be sure to hit on these notes so you all know where to find those details.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you
Yeah,
so
you're very
much.
welcome.
Is there any other public comment in the room? I'm not seeing any online.
Madam Chair, there are no hands raised online to comment.
Okay, great. Well, thank you for those, and we'll be addressing those. So is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Thank you, Mr. Aguilar. And Mr. Honigman is the second. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
And any opposed? I'm not hearing any. And so we are adjourned at 9:30. I'm really proud. And so we'll be starting the governing board meeting. Yay.
I just wanted to add also to let the public know there is a meeting on SR 28, a public open house on the 30th. So coming up. Yeah, I'll get you more details.
Thank you.
You're welcome.